happening, Blades? So, I've been threatening to do this for ages, and it's here now, so hope you like it. It's a new Blades channel, where we're going to focus on all things Blades. It takes nothing away from existing channels that I follow and I love. Shore and View, Sheffield United Way. I don't want to try and name them all because I'll leave somebody out, but 4 Blades in a Pub, all that sort of thing. I'll keep jumping back to that, but I want to focus on all things Blades because I talk rubbish like 95% of us do. We think we know best, and it's all about enjoying it, isn't it? And sort of bouncing back and forth with opinions. And I know if you're anything like me, when we're winning and when we're doing well, I cannot get enough content. So this is just a bit of an outlet for me, really, in terms of venting what I think, whether we're doing well, whether we're doing poorly. I haven't come up with a channel name or anything like that yet. I'm sure it'll come. Might have even come by the time I've come to upload this, but as you can probably tell, it's very off the cuff. I'm not an experienced broadcaster or anything like that, like Mr. Stewart or anything. So it's going to be quite raw, I don't know how to edit videos or else, so it's just going to be as it comes. A couple of sort of initial things to probably cut my audience in half before I've even started, just so you know. I'm a season ticket holder on John Street, the quietest stand of them all, as you all know, which me and family try and rectify, but it's not always easy. I'm pro Wilder, so that's maybe turns a few of you off already, but obviously I think he did a fantastic job for us. I think Ecky's doing a great job as well, by the way. Don't mean anti-Ecky at all, but in the fallout, and I can clearly see that there were some issues when he left, and some transfers he opted for and things of that nature, but overall I think he was fantastic, and I'd love him to still be in hot seat if I'm honest. But again, that's not taking nothing away from what Ecky's doing. I think this squad, as I've seen people talk about, and I completely agree with, I think this is a better squad than anything Wilder had. Obviously he's put a lot of the pieces into the puzzle, but Anel Ahmedhodzic, if I'm pronouncing that right, unbelievable, absolutely unreal signing. I think a lot of us, when we found out that we were putting whatever money we had into a right centre half, and we already had Bash and he just signed a new 2-year deal, why are we spending all this money on a right centre half when we need more legs in midfield? McBurney weren't firing at that time, Brewster was still injured, Billy then got injured. We need it in other areas at pitch, and Anel's just been an absolute revelation. Keeping hold of Sander, it's a good job I weren't doing these videos then, because I was convinced, I was quite cocky, to be honest. It's all fabricated, there's no coming in for Sander, blah, blah, and then on deadline day we're obviously complete 180 on that, and Bruges are throwing in cheeky offers, and you never know, in terms of where I sit on fence, you never know, or I certainly didn't, with Prince. And my honest thing on Prince is, a lot of me wants to dislike him because I'm pro Wilder. We're always sceptical on owners, but if you strip it back, he hasn't done a lot wrong, has he? I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know why we're like this, why we can't just accept that he's done 99% of things right for us at the moment. I'll always be that little bit reluctant in terms of ownership. But to me, I'm struggling, and I don't know why I'm trying to find holes, but I'm struggling to find holes in what he's done. You know, he sold Ramsdale, in hindsight, great, get him gone, because he's refusing to play for us. We don't want you, pal, you know. There's loads of opinion pieces we can get into as and when if people like these sort of things, but, you know, Henderson and Gibbs White going to scabs, and you know, them thinking that they've got a championship playoff squad and then get turned over by Barnsley, which quite frankly hilarious. I'm based in West Yorkshire, so a lot of my mates are Leeds, so I tend to have a more fierce rivalry with Leeds fans than I see any Wednesdayites, but it's always good to see them struggling as well. I'd like to sort of get into some like corners at Blade stuff that don't really get covered. Like I want to try and focus on odd youth player and stuff like that, and maybe do a review per thing, or every other video or something like that. You know, like we just had Lancashire go to Spurs. What did we know about him? Did we know a lot about him? We don't really. Majority of us, I know there's a lot of in the know, and that's fair enough, and people who do the research. I try and do it myself a little bit, but I think it'd be quite informative to see, you know, to have a focus on what's Andre Brooks all about, or, you know, Blaster before he came into the first team. It'd be nice to have a full rundown of that. You know, there's concerns about contracts going into even. We've done well this summer to hold on, and it'll all start again in January. There's rumours today and yesterday that, you know, West Ham are coming in for Egan. 12 million rumoured. I know he's got 18 months on his contract, but it's back to the same Sander conversation. What's promotion worth to us, really? I think for me, Egan, although he's not been at his best recently, and I think, you know, if you go into games regularly, you'll see that yourselves, but he's irreplaceable in terms of we've got a lot. The squad is so deep now. We've got a lot of, like, you see Fleck go down, Tommy Doyle come in and do a great job. You know, if McBurney goes down, obviously we hope he don't, and hope he carries on. It was great to see him firing now. But Brewster's there to come in, and Billy won't be. Obviously, Billy's back training now, so we've got strength in depth in a lot of places. But I don't see that linchpin centre half as somewhere where we can replace. I mean, Kieran Clark might be able to do a job, but the way he speaks, Egan speaks to either side and holds it all together, really. And you go, because Reece is staying alongside me, all that sort of stuff. So these are the sort of videos I'll try and put together. Let me know if there's a particularly you want me to ramble on about, because that's what it is, really. It's just me getting stuff off my chest on how things are going, and while I'm chuffed to bits with it at the minute, it's nice to be able to come on and sort of say how well we're doing and how much we're all enjoying it, hopefully. You know, we're ashamed that games got postponed. Personally, I didn't agree with that. I thought, looking at cricket and stuff like that, what a fantastic way of paying your respects in terms of to the Queen, doing a minute's silence and singing national anthem. I thought it was fantastic at cricket and really well observed, and a lot of people saying it's because of Liverpool and how they go on with the national anthem and stuff like that, but you know, you're always going to get a few who spoil it, whatever you do to represent. So anyway, it's good to sort of break me duck on sort of, you know, this is, first one's always hardest, isn't it, and all I'm doing is coming on and blabbering about Blades, but that's what we love and that's what we enjoy. There's not going to be any sort of, unless somebody wants to try and do it for me or tell me how to do it, there won't be any sort of fancy intro or cuts or all like that. I'd like to, you know, if I'm doing player reviews, it'd be nice to have somebody pop up on screen and stuff, and a clue how to do it. So we'll see how it goes. If nobody likes them, then I'll stop, or I'll probably just carry on and do it for my own entertainment, really, for 3 people that do end up watching it. But leave a comment, like and subscribe. That sort of stuff you're supposed to say, isn't it? But it's supposed to work with algorithm, but it's more for me. Just comment on it, just let me know good or bad what you think, or why you're bothering. Nobody's interested. That's fair enough. I'll take your comments, whether it's good or bad. But it might feed into what you want me to talk about next time I pop up and things like that. You know, we're going to Swansea tomorrow night as I record this, and personally, it's going to be a different game. We're not going to see much at ball, I don't think. Although we're good enough to take more at ball than most teams that Swansea will play this year. I do expect us to be chasing, but I thought we were fantastic off the ball against Hull. Sort of showed a different way of playing through lines and pressing, patient. Tommy Doyle looks a hell of a player. Fleck will struggle to get back in at the moment as it goes. It was a shame to see Max Lowe get injured, because obviously I think that means Reece will move out to left wing back, and he's going under the radar for me. Obviously with Nell getting headlines and Nell's been fantastic, but R&D is not getting the plaudits that I've seen. And I know I've seen a lot of comments on Twitter about it, but I think generally and sort of more widely, left centre half, a position we've struggled for the last 3 years to fill since Jack's gone down. He's been fantastic with overlaps, and I think his final third's been, delivery's been better. Obviously he's always been looked at as suspect for his end products, but I don't think we can grumble at all with how he's done. So it's a bit of a shame to see him pushed out to left wing back, which I anticipate will happen now. Max Lowe's injured, and probably Anel moving over to left centre half, Bash coming in at right centre half. I think that team picks itself, really, the way it's going at the moment. It's never a disappointment to see Bashir team, but on a normal day when everybody's fit, an L tips him, doesn't it? Let's be right. So I'm confident tomorrow. I'm always confident watching us at the minute. I know we've struggled away other than Hull in terms of wins to match performances. I'm not going to count Watford because disjointed defence that we have patched together, but doing fantastically well. I fancy us to sneak a 1-0 tomorrow. I'll come back on, see how we've gone. I probably won't do a post game or like that. I'm not planning on spamming everybody's feed or anything like that, but see how we're going up the blades, eh? Thanks for watching. Cheers.